Welcome, my name is Greg, and this is another Tarot Tuesday. Today is May 26, 2020. So, today's Tarot Tuesday was very interesting, is very interesting because I've been having this very strange feeling or sensation that something's coming up in the next couple of weeks. And a lot of things are going to start showing itself during this week about what's coming up. So today's deck, it is the Cat Tarot. And just about every deck that I have has a story behind it. In this particular deck, besides I saw it on sale at Barnes and Nobles. No, one of my friends loves cats, and whenever he goes on vacation, I will take care of his cats, and they will do all these acrobats, and they will like twist and twirl all over the floor and everything. So I sort of fell in love with those cats myself. Um, about a year ago, he did not survive cancer, so he passed away, and I did promise him a reading, and it never happened. So I sort of did bought this deck in his honor and everything. So I did decide to use it today because it's been about a year since his passing, and you know, um, it is what it is, right? So it was interesting because one first of all, this was very interesting because it's kind of hard to concentrate because the images are so comical, and it's I love how cats are so troublemakers that the artist that did this deck put a lot of the things the cats actually do. So it was it was funny. So this time I decided to do my Tarot Tuesday a little bit different. So my reading or my Tuesday is going to be a little bit longer than it usually is. So why don't we just get started, okay? So the first card I got was the Tower. Look at the cats. I'll just let you for a second, appreciate the card, right? So the Tower, many of us, when we read the booklet or we look at other things, the Tower is usually a sign of destruction, catastrophe, and other things. But as I tune into the vibration of this card is actually a moment. We're going to be living a moment, a short period where realization is going to happen. I see this card more as a card of epiphany. So take a look at your surroundings. And sometimes, sometimes when tragedy strikes in a family, that's when everybody gets together, puts their differences aside. It almost has that similar energy, as in something has to happen in order for us to come together and start thinking about, I think we shouldn't be fighting with each other. I think we should unite and make things work. This card also gives me the feeling and of another fire. I've been seeing fire since December. So we already had two fires here in the Bay Area, San Francisco and Milpitas. There's another one coming, which I don't know where, but just be prepared. So this card is almost saying like it is time. Get your emergency kit, even if you don't use it. Wear your mask, even if you don't need it. Little things like that. It's that moment of epiphany. If you have a gut feeling, follow it. The next card is the Death card, which is very interesting. Because death, this usually means the ending of something. But this Death card is almost the prolonging of something. So this one has a. I just love how the vacuum cleaner is. It's the Death card for the cats. This Death card is is very unique because it could mean the beginning of something new, but this one is almost like prolonging of some event that is happening. And I keep thinking it's the pandemic, but I feel that there's something underlying that. There's something behind the scenes that we don't know that is going to prolong. And this kind of ties into the next card, which is the Empress. As you can see in a traditional Raider Waite deck, the Empress sits there and she's pregnant. You can see the water representing the spirit and all that stuff in a traditional deck. In this one, as you can see, the cat is there. It's within child. It's ready to give birth. It's ready to start something new. So a lot of the events that are happening is to bring us to new light, a new enlightenment. So the tower is the epiphany. The death is it's being prolonged, so it gives us time to reflect. And the Empress is saying once we go through all that process and everything it's working the way it should be working, it's probably it's going to give birth to something new. So if we all work together in harmony, like I said, sometimes tragedy has to strike for us to understand that we have to work together. Once we all start working together and being part of the solution, that's when we're going to start seeing the changes. As the death card says, it might take longer than expected. I keep feeling something about August. I keep hearing in the back of my mind, August, August, August. So something big might happen in August that we should all be prepared for, be ready for. Have your emergency kits. If you don't need them, that's great. Just maybe your neighbor might need them. So just be prepared. But the Empress is kind of saying at the end of the day, it actually might be better than we think. Right now, I'm actually feeling that the presence of someone. This is probably someone that's gonna actually watch this video. This is a gentleman. He comes to me at a much younger age. He passed away at a much older age, but his presence comes in as an someone a little bit older. This is your father. You are a woman. I believe you also do the same thing as I do, which is the tarot cards. He says that you've been hearing his prayer. You are going to know exactly who you are. Like you'll be able to identify with what I'm saying. He feels a little bit stocky, tall. He has an accent. I believe it's British. It sounds British. It sounds like west, south, like Wales or maybe south of London. I'm not familiar with the accents out there, but it's not like the northern where it's a lot heavier. It's comprehensible. He's saying that he's heard your prayers. In other words, you talking to him, you have felt his presence a couple times. He has left you signs such as butterflies, birds. You love arts and crafts. The little mistakes you make in your arts and crafts, it's the sign that he's with you. He's saying that you and I we're gonna have a small conversation and somewhere near the future, and this subject is gonna come up, and then he's gonna come through once again. He's just, I don't know why I feel like I have to say this now, but when we have this conversation, I think I'll be able to identify who you are, and you'll be able to identify this message. So, you guys, I'm gonna leave you guys with that for now. And I'm actually a little busy working with tarot scopes for the end of the month, for June. And I'm also working on, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I might try to do a live show where I will bring my tarot cards and I will do a live reading, one card reading for you guys live on YouTube. So with that said, It's on this side, right? Don't forget to subscribe, okay? So, you guys, you have a great week. If anything, leave comments below. If you have any questions or anything, any suggestions, if you feel like I talk too much, or if I feel like I talk too little, or if I should refine the way I talk, just let me know in the questions below. Just be a little respectful because it's all constructive criticism.